9 years of blood and fire, and still the walls of Troy refused to fall.
The Greeks had come for a woman, but found only endless war.
For Helen, the face that launched 1,000 ships, the world burned. Hector was gone. Patroclus had fallen. Death had become the only victor. And above them all, Achilles, the invincible son of Thetis.
Bathed in the river Styx, his body defied blades, except for the place his mother's hand once held.
Pride few their fire, but exhaustion ruled their hearts.
Inside the city, hope thinned like smoke. Troy's walls held, but its people trembled.
Rain washed the earth, but could not cleanse the curse.
Even the gods watched in silence, weary of mortal folly. But fate was not done. A new force was riding, one born of war itself.
From the edges of the known world, the queen of the Amazons rode toward destiny. Within Troy's heart, even kings had forgotten how to hope.
The people prayed, but the gods answered only with silence.
Cassandra spoke of fire, blood, and a woman who would change their fate.
The city stood, but its soul was crumbling.
Then, from the east, word spread. Warriors were coming to aid the city.
Not men, but women, warriors of legend, the Amazons. At their head rode Penthesilea, queen of the Amazons, daughter of Ares.
But her heart carried a wound deeper than any blade. Her sister's death by her own hand.
She sought peace, not in mercy, but in death.
And so, the daughters of the war god rode, 12 spears, one purpose. When the gates opened, even the weary hearts of Troy beat again.
Priam welcomed her with words of gratitude. But Penthesilea sought no friendship, only redemption.
Hope, that fragile flame, flickered once more in the city of stone. They were daughters of war, raised by no men, fearing none. 12 riders, one heartbeat. They rode like storm and thunder.
At dawn, they rode out Iliad, 13 against thousands. The Greeks laughed, for they had forgotten that death wears many faces. But laughter dies quickly when met with courage.
The Amazons charged! Thunder on the plain! And the sons of Greece, who mocked their coming, fled before the storm.
At dawn, the earth held its breath, the calm before the storm.
Then came the roar of hooves. The storm had begun.
The Greeks had laughed before dawn. By midday, they had forgotten how.
She fought like a flame among men, swift, bright, unstoppable. Each Amazon moved, as if guided by a single heartbeat.
Confusion spread like fire through the Greek ranks.
Her spear sang, her sword danced. Death moved with grace.
And for the first time, the sons of Greece turned their backs. Victory was theirs, Achilles, fierce, sudden, and glorious.
From the walls, Troy roared with joy, as if the gods had returned.
Night fell heavy upon the Greeks' raiment, and shame with it.
But one man had not fought that day, Vasav. Achilles, the undefeated.
When he heard a woman had slain his warriors, the fire in him awoke. Pride, sharper than any blade, cut through his heart. He swore that at dawn, he would end the laughter of Troy.
They begged him to wait, but pride does not wait.
In his heart, he heard his mother's voice, warning of fate.
But the morning cares not for omens. It only brings war.
And so, the god-born warrior rose once more.
No man, no god, no woman would stand in his way.
Within the city, the queen readied for battle, unaware of the storm to come.
Two Fates rode toward each other nerf, bound by honor, destined by gods. Between them lay silence and the promise of death. When gods sleep, destiny wakes Numa, and two warriors meet beneath its gaze. At dawn, the plain before Troy filled once more cowhid, two worlds facing each other.
The air itself seemed to wait, heavy with the promise of blood.
From the ranks, the son of Thetis strode forward, Puri, unyielding, untouchable.
And from Troy's gates came the queen bathing, black horse beneath her, eyes of iron.
Between them, silence brow, thicker than fear, sharper than any blade. Fate stood unseen between them, patient, eternal. She charged like lightning given form, fury and grace entwined. The god-born warrior moved like water, calm amid chaos.
Steel met flesh, and her steed fell beneath her. But she rose, unbroken, unbowed. Steel sang against steel, blood, the song of destiny itself. For the first time, the son of Thetis bled.
And in that moment, he saw not an enemy, but an equal.
They fought as if the gods themselves watched, and perhaps they did. His blows fell heavier, divine fury in mortal flesh. Her strength waned, but her spirit did not. Then the moment came. The spear found its mark.
The queen fell, her golden light fading into dust.
He knelt beside the fallen warrior, and the world fell silent.
He removed his helm, and for the first time, the god-born warrior looked upon her face.
Her beauty was not mortal, it was sorrow itself made flesh.
And something broke within him, a pain no weapon could inflict.
Her eyes dimmed, her final breath a whisper to the wind.
And there, among ashes and corpses, the greatest warrior wept. None dared speak, none dared breathe, for even war itself had fallen silent.
But one voice rose, cruel, hollow laughter from Thersites, the coward.
Anger, old and godlike, awoke within him once more.
And with a single blow, silence returned. He carried her from the field of Omer, not as a trophy, but as a queen. Even his enemies bowed their heads before her valor.
That night, the old king came, not as a ruler, but as a father.
Without ransom, without pride, he gave her back.
She was laid to rest as a goddess, her ashes borne home by her sisters.
But her face would never leave him alone, not in sleep, nor in death.
In the end, even the mightiest fall, not to blades, but to the weight of what they have done.
Within Troy's walls, the queen was honored as one of their own.
Her sisters stood in silence fain, warriors who had never wept, now undone.
Priam watched as the fire rose towed, the price of courage paid in full.
The fire carried her beyond mortal reach, to the realm of heroes.
At dawn, her ashes were gathered, as one gathers the fragments of a dream.
And so, they rode home Mateid, carrying ashes and a silence that no battle could break.
By the shore, Achilles found no victory, only reflection.
The spear that had slain kings now felt heavier than the world.
Her image haunted the waves, a vision between grief and grace.
But fate is never done. Its arrow waits for every hero.
He had conquered all, yet lost the only battle that mattered.
Years would pass, and the city of heroes would fall.
But their story endured, carved in stone, whispered by time.
Legends fade, but honor endures.
And so the tale was passed, from fire to word, from word to memory. Their names inked upon history, Achilles and Penthesilea.
The sea remembers what men forget.
And under the stars, their spirits ride still, across eternity. For in love, in war, and in loss, every soul seeks peace.
Thus ended the tale of Achilles and the Amazon queen.
Centuries passed, the swords rusted, but the story endured, whispered by the wind.
Time heals the earth, but not the echoes of what it has seen.
In the soil, iron dreams still sleep, remnants of gods and mortals. Scribes wrote their names, not for glory, but so the world would remember. Ages later, their story still breathes five, not in stone, but in hearts. For legends are not dead things, they live in those who remember.
Across forgotten plains, their hoofbeats linger in the earth.
Even the god of war fell silent, for he too had known loss.
Time spins its wheel about. Heroes fall, heroes rise, and life begins again.
The heavens remembered, etching their story among the stars. Beneath the stars and sea, memory and myth are one.
From the ashes of war, life runs again, Achilles, swift, untamed, unbroken.
Love and war, two faces of the same flame.
Their story ends, yet never truly fades, for memory is immortal. Thus ends the tale of Achilles and the Amazon queen, not in death, but in remembrance.